What is going on, everybody? WeedleTwineedle here, and we are back with another Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battle. And fun fact, this is my second attempt narrating this because the first time I forgot to hit record. So yeah, I'm a little tilted right now. But this battle is against Gandhi. Now looking at her team, she has a very threatening team. She has Garchomp, Tapu Koko, and Kartana, and Weavile, very threatening to my team, as I'm using some pretty fun Pokemon. I'm using Walrein, Sudowoodo, Alolan Raichu, Zygarde, which is my tryhard Pokemon on the team, Mismagius, and Empoleon. Now, I battled this person on my Discord server, so if you are interested in battling me or just battling in general, definitely join my Discord. We have a nice community going on there for battling and trading. And yeah, so we're just going to get right into the battle. It is a pretty good battle. And yeah, so I'm challenged by Gandhi. I'm going to be leading off with my Empoleon, as she is going to be leading off with her Incineroar. Now, turn one, I'm pretty sure I just threatened her out with the Scald, so she won't want to stay in here. But she actually decides to go for the Earthquake turn one, which is pretty scary. I figured I could take this because it's non-stab, as thankfully I'm able to take it. But I actually take a lot of damage from it, so I'm like, is this thing choice banded? I don't really know Incineroar damage off the top of my head. I know its attack stats pretty high, so I was kind of underestimating it, honestly. I'm like, this has to be choice banded or choice in some way. That damage is ridiculous. So I'm going to switch into my Mismagius here, expecting the Earthquake again, as he does go for the Earthquake, and I'm able to eat it with Levitate, as now I'm actually going to choose to switch out because I'm expecting him to double because he, is choiced, right? But he actually isn't choice. He's actually some mystery item we'll just never know. So we're going to take this Darkest Lariat here. Not too well, but we do tank it, as now he's going to be forced to switch out, so he's just going to go for the U-turn here onto Walrein, do a nice chunk of damage, as now she's going to U-turn. I don't know if it's a guy or a girl, but she's going to U-turn into Kartana and take some Stealth Rocks damage, as now I'm going to go for the Surf onto the Kartana. I didn't really think she'd bring Kartana directly in, because it still takes over half from Kartana, because Kartana's special defense stat is equivalent to a wet piece of construction paper, so yeah. Anyway, I'm going to bring in my Happy Feet here, my Empoleon, just to sack it off through the Leaf Blade, because I could potentially Z-Memento my Walrein back up to full health later in the game, so I kept that in mind, and I just figured Empoleon was pretty much useless at this point. So, going to bring in my Alolan Raichu here, which actually does carry Surf, because a pretty cool subscriber of mine definitely passed me this Raichu, and is it legit? Probably not, but I mean, I'll take the free hand me outs, you know what I mean. But anyway, in comes Weavile, and I'm like, well, I have no switch into Weavile because, yeah. So I'm just gonna sack off my Alolan Raichu to the legit shiny Weavile Z move. So she's gonna go for the Z move. I'm like, what Z move could this possibly be? I've never seen those movements before, and it's actually Sub-Zero Slammer. So she's gonna like hop on her Ice Pillar and shoot me with some Ice God. And then I'm just gonna die. So unfortunately the Weavile kind of penetrated my butthole with that attack, but it's alright. We're gonna bring in Sudowoodo, and I'm like, alright, Weavile's obviously gonna be forced to switch out because Weavile beats my entire team, so why would he sack it? So bringing in Walrein, expecting a double switch, he just stays in. He doesn't give a care in the world. Icicle Crash directly in on me, and I'm like, shit. I pretty much just sacked my Walrein for no reason at all, so gonna sack off my Walrein. He's gonna get a critical hit and knock me out. I don't think the crit mattered, and even if it did, whatever, Walrein was pretty much dead weight at that point. So I'm gonna bring in Sudowoodo here, as she's just gonna choose to go for the Icicle Crash with her legit shiny Weavile, as now I'm just gonna knock her out with the Head Smash, and down goes the Weavile. So we're able to knock that monster out, thankfully. So down goes Weavile. Now she's gonna bring in her legit shiny Galiciopod, and I was just like, oh shit, dude, this thing's just gonna Aqua Jet me and kill me. But I decided to stay in here anyway, and she actually doesn't go for the Aqua Jet if she carried it, so we're able to knock out the Galiciopod as well. Not too sure why she brought Galiciopod in, but I will take it. In comes Tapu Koko, and I'm just like, oh shit, Tapu Koko is actually gonna obliterate my butthole, because I'm just like, electric terrain, stab, boosted shit. Like, Tapu Koko is literally Jolteon on steroids, honestly, and it can run a physical moveset too. Not a very good physical moveset, but it can run a physical moveset, honestly. So, I'm gonna bring in my Zygarde here, take the Dazzling Gleam, as I do take it pretty well. Sorry, my throat's dying right now, as I'm just going to choose to go for the 1,000 arrows. I just need to knock out this Tapu Koko, so thankfully we're able to knock out the Tapu Koko with relative ease, because Zygarde's a fair and balanced Pokemon, as here, alright guys, look, alright guys, just calm down. I know, I'm using an Uber, alright, but listen, hear me out. This wasn't intentional. I didn't choose the Uber life, alright? It chose me. Okay, so I went to the lab and I'm just like, I'm gonna try Zygarde Complete Form. It looks pretty cool. I used it in game. I'm like, wow, it looks pretty cool. But I forgot to change its ability back, and I just didn't think twice about it. I'm like, yeah, Zygarde's ability doesn't matter at all. It's like Aura Break, it's irrelevant. So I just kind of like didn't realize that. So now I have a Zygarde complete form. I'm able to take this Dragon Claw, which there's no way in hell Zygarde normal form would have taken. As now I'm gonna Dragon Tail. But thankfully, at the very least, I do have Life Orb on the set as opposed to Leftovers, because Life Orb and Leftovers are right next to each other in the bag for me, so I kind of just put on the wrong item without looking. I was kind of rushing a little bit, but yeah, it's just a big misfit with that Zygarde. I definitely fixed that though. I went back to that lab on Route 18, I'm pretty sure it is, to change the Zygarde form. Anyway, gonna use my Z move with my Mismagius and use Z Memento onto the Incineroar and lower its attack and special attack stats by a ridiculous amount, just so I can bring in the MVP now. So down goes my Mismagius, sacrificing its life to help another teammate. That's what the true mistress does. As in comes Sudowoodo, and this is where Morning Wood really takes the throne. So we're going to bring in Morning Wood, get all of its health back, and we do carry the Sturdy ability, so even if he does crit me here, I am not concerned in the slightest. So, going to take the Earthquake with my Sudowoodo, as now I'm just going to choose to get my Weakness Policy with, Earthquake super effective damage. I swear, Weakness Policy is like my favorite item, because I literally, have so much fun with it. I don't know what it is, it's literally, you can use it on anything, and then it'll literally become powerful in, one turn. People don't know how to react to it. It's great, and I love it so much. But, we're going to knock out the Incineroar with Earthquake. I legitimately have 7 weakness policies in game from all the weakness policies I've bought, and just how I've gotten too lazy to take them off of some Pokemon, so I have 7 different weakness policies in game from the Pokebank BP. But yeah, thanks to the Zygarde complete balance Pokemon, we're able to knock out the Garchomp with the Wood Hammer after the Dragon Tail damage, and we actually win the battle because I brought an Uber unintentionally. Alright, so I definitely deserve to lose this battle for sure, but thankfully we were able to pull through with our broken Uber Pokemon. But that's gonna be the battle, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, likes and comments are cherished as always. If you really want to support my channel, like the video. It helps the channel grow, and I really appreciate it. And the question of the day is going to be, what is your favorite item in Pokemon in general? And my favorite item in the game has got to be Weakness Policy, like I said. Weakness Policy is just so much fun to use. It's unreliable, definitely, but I have so much fun using it, and I like putting it in instances where it's pretty much guaranteed to happen unless the opponent expects it, and then if they do expect it, then you can still outplay them a little bit and proc it. But that's been the battle, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll check you guys in my next video. Alright, peace.